Greetings, starseeds and voyagers. We are here in nature. Because nature reminds you of the person you know you should be living in. It's a beautiful day out here. I'm over here by the lake, the willow tree behind me. Beautiful life force. It's so magical when you come out here. How to be awake in a modern world. The reason this is such a huge problem is because of all the massive amounts of information having to combat every day. And most of it is just junk. You know, it's good to be aware and knowledgeable of all the, crappy shit that goes on in the world. There's a point of which, am I engaging with this, or is this engaging with me? What I found along my path is that when you sit there and you obsess over these things, you get sucked into this media. Like, let's say there's a video of some crazy shit, and these people are doing stupid shit that they know they shouldn't be, stupid stuff. And you get sucked into that, and it becomes part of your reality. You get absorbed into that. You've just now lowered your vibration to the same level of this content that you've found. It's like when you tune into a channel, you're channeling energy. And the energy is channeling to you. You become now part of that experience. So you're only going to be as aware or in the same perceptible level as this media that you're shown. So this can apply to music, movies, YouTube videos, anything out there that delivers content. It can either raise you or it can destroy you. It goes both ways. There's really no in between. It's doing something. It's just like with food. You're either eating to prevent disease or you're eating to create disease. So it's on the same principle. It kind of goes back to the Hermetic principles, the law of vibration. You are essentially engaging with this vibratory content. It's instilling a certain vibration. It's putting you into a virtual reality, almost like a trance. And this is why media becomes so powerful. This is how our news networks got so out of control. This is how so many people became totally brainwashed from this material, because if you think about it, they are now locked into the television that tell lies to your vision, and it's becoming part of their vibratory field. It becomes part of their belief system. The belief system, as I heard somebody else, several other people say, belief system, the BS. And it's so powerful because you think about all these years and years of dumbing down. This began in books because people began to visualize this stuff as being real. It started with the newspapers, and then it moved to the television, and now we're on the computer and on our mobile phones. We're bombarded, we're brainwashed by this shit every day. So what you engage in is so vitally important that I can't stress this enough, that what you plug into becomes part of your energetic signature, your field. So if you're watching a video that's really negative and gruesome, you are now dropping your vibration. In fact, some people may find that their anxiety gets so much better when they just stop watching this nonsense. You go, oh wow, I never realized that this was affecting me on a personal level. I just was watching it as a silent witness. Well, everything, cause and effect. Another Hermetic principle. You engage in the lower vibratory field, you engage in this low-level content, and you now become synchronized with this content. So you might find stress. I found that just stepping back and be like, you know what? I don't need this. I've got a life to live. Who the hell needs this shit? So that's where I'm at. That's the part I'm on my journey as far as that. You have to be conscious of where you are engaging in media. It's just absolutely vitally important. And this, music too. If you're engaging in the certain songs and audio recordings, just like something can raise you up, it can drag you down. And as soon as you stop and you be conscious of what you are engaging in, you might find that you feel much more peaceful and relaxed, and thoughts come and go easily, and you don't feel so locked up. You don't want to be trapped in the trance, in the wrong trance. Just like how me speaking this video, I'm basically interjecting information directly into your consciousness. So you want to tune in to the right channel, because it can do so many detrimental effects to your health. I mean, imagine living for years and years of stress. We go to work, we are engaged in a physical environment with unworldly amounts of stress that we were not supposed to handle on a chronic basis, and we come home and watch a horror movie. Well, now we're part of that vibratory field. We're not going home to go watch some enlightening video, or watch somebody going, woo, I'm on top of the world. You're not watching stuff like that. You're watching this low-level shit that puts you in a deep, dark trance. So you have to be mindful of the content that you're interjecting in your consciousness. And this is an easy way to become more aware. As soon as you stop and think, wait a second, this is total brain rot. And that's what the internet's full of. The internet is just full of brain rot. I'm not saying you can't enjoy anything. Just be mindful and conscious of how it's affecting you. Start realizing that these things do affect your vibration. They do affect your stress and anxiety levels, and that you have preformed habits in your subconscious that can play out after engaging in this media, because you now become with it. You dive into it. So, and then with cell phones in our pocket, you can never really get peace of mind. I just see so many people glued to their phones all the time. There's a time and a place for phone. Everybody has a phone, has a computer. They have their distraction, their mode of entertainment. Everybody has their thing. If you're having fun and you're not hurting anyone, do as you wish. But I think the phones really have a time and a place, and phones are going to inhibit you along your journey, you'll find. Having a phone on all the time is going to interrupt you, especially with a lot of contacts, a lot of people that, want to get a hold of you. They're going to distract you. And that's what this world wants. This world is set up, this matrix, this illusion that you live in is set up to constantly distract us. Because when you're out here in nature, and you hear the wind, and you can really feel yourself, when you find your center out here in nature, it happens naturally. You realize what you've been missing for so long. Everybody's just, I gotta do this, I gotta go do something. Oh, I'm bored of this, now I gotta go run over here to do this. They're just chasing. And eventually you might come to a point where you are in your journey now, maybe why you were watching this video now, that you ran out of that. You feel like, oh man, I'm bored with everything. I don't know what to do with myself. You're just wanting more because you're trying to connect with your source. This is your intuition trying to point you in a direction to realize that external influence is only as powerful as you let it. You have to work on yourself within to see the observed change in your physical reality. You'll keep running into all these low-level distractions and things that seem to want to take you off your path. You'll find this even every day, and it doesn't matter who you are, what part of your journey on, you're going to run onto these things, but how you react to them and how you choose to engage with them is ultimately going to determine where it will take you. You can let it slide off. I mean, you don't have to absorb it and be a pit. You can change the energy. You look at that, if you see something really crazy, even if you catch a glimpse for it, you don't have to run from it, you just go, interesting perspective. go at it with a neutral perspective and move on. If you just go, oh my God, that is so horrible. What have you become? Now that has directly influenced your consciousness and your emotions. Where you could just come into you and go, very interesting, very interesting. And just go at it from a very, very neutral perspective. And I found that works well for me. I'm not really engaging in, positive or negatively. I'm just letting it be as is. You let the content deliver as is to you. And of course with social media, you can always just keep scrolling. It's so easy to be like, next. So try not to get overly engaged in that negative content. And a lot of us have a habit of it. I had a terrible habit of just always wanting to see this dark stuff and always obsessing on who was screwing who, like as far as like corruption in the government. I was obsessed with all that nonsense because I felt maybe, if I was engaged in this content, I could make the world a better place by sharing this information and this knowledge. But really I was only hampering my own growth. I was hampering my own progression. So you gotta create your own new reality, man. That's the only way to rise out of this matrix. The matrix will trap you as soon as this is what catches so many of these awake people. You're trying to aspire for greatness, be a better version of yourself every day, and trying to learn new things about what you're doing and trying to be mindful, but they just skim over this one massive detail of what media, what they are interacting with, and how the cell phones influence that as well. And then of course, cell phones have so much unnatural, electromagnetic fields, and of course now we're seeing a lot of controversy on it. Now people are starting to become more aware of what's, how this is impacting our energy field. I mean, we're all, we're just spirits. We're having a human experience. We're all energy. We're not just physical matter. We're vibrating, energy. We're a spirit in a body. The body is just a physical expression of the subconscious, and we all have energy fields around us. And you realize that when you let a cell phone or an electronic or wireless device in your energy field, it is now impacting it in some way. And the electromagnetically sensitive people are like the canaries in the coal mine. They're the ones that are making people aware of this stuff. This isn't just a conspiracy. A lot of this technology was experimental, and you have to understand that the way a lot of Western ideals is, we want to try it on, unless there's a problem, we're going to try it on the people. You're basically a lab experiment. It's pushed out to the market. They figure stuff out later. We go, let's try first, discover later. So, 10 years down the road, health problems might start rolling in that are linked to that, just like with the whole Monsanto situation. They let that go on for years, and then Monsanto would get a chemical ban finally. And this has gone on in Monsanto's history. Something will get banned, but they allowed it to get pushed to the consumer market without any safety testing or any kind of long-term studies. And this stuff is impacting our field, these energies, this from a cell phone or chemicals. These things they can't be trusted. You can't trust everything in Western world. They aren't making the stuff to make you better. This is all fueled by corporate greed. These products are engineered for one purpose, to make money. And I'm not even going to get into how deep that level of corruption runs in Western, in Western culture. It's a matter of understanding that these things are not there to help you, and they're going to inhibit your growth as an individual, on a spiritual level, on a physical level. There's a reason these things are starting to be coming out of the woodworks. These private studies and these people that are correlating these points, because they're becoming observant. They're becoming more aware of how these things affect them. You can't trust the narrative. You can't trust anything. if you must question everything. And in terms of technology, it's being brought on us so quickly, and it's so unnatural to our past. I mean, there was, I believe it was in Holland, there was a recent study noticing that after the Wi-Fi was put in all over the city, that the trees, the leaves were starting to shrivel up and dry. Even though the rainfall was more than enough to sustain these trees, they were being impacted by these vibratory fields, these unnatural vibrations. And everybody has a cell phone in their pocket, and most of the time it's on. It's just radiating a part of your body, and it's inside of your energetic field. You're allowing that to come and be part of your field, and it's totally unnatural. We are not meant to have these little handheld devices that are just emitting signal that can carry miles. It can go transmit data and voice miles. I mean, you realize it's cutting through you, these radio waves are going through everything. And the closer you are to the source, the more damage it is going to be, inflict on you. Both on an energetic, a spiritual and a physical level. We're starting to observe in science the physical phenomenon that's occurring with this. And so I feel that these electronic devices, have a time and a place. They're a very useful tool, but they're extremely primitive, and they can potentially be very dangerous. And the cat is out of the bag on that one. There is, endless resources, determining exactly why these technologies are dangerous. And you have, in the United States, the FCC rubber stamping all these technologies left and right. And now they want to roll out 5G. We don't know what we're doing with 5G. We have no idea. They don't want to conduct any, the telecom industry has no interest in conducting safety surveys. They don't want to do any safety tests on this type of material, on these type of technologies. It's a crazy world. So we have to understand that technology has a time and a place. And, if we use it sparingly, and there's lots of ways to go wireless. Honestly, I think we need to learn how to go wireless, wire-free, or back to wired technology. We need to ditch wireless technology. Use a desktop computer. These are simple things you can do. Use a desktop computer that doesn't have Wi-Fi. Set up a hardwired router in your home. You can still buy them all over the internet. I mean, I know it seems like yesterday's technology, but the huge rush and push towards all this smart technology, who's it really smart for? Is it so we're allowed to be dumb? So it doesn't take a lot of thought to look at the situation and go, that's weird. Why are they pushing out 5G so fast? Why do they want Internet of Things so bad? Why do they want our cars? And I'm not even saying be afraid of all that stuff. Technology can be a beautiful thing. It's just that there is a time and a place. And we have to really be conscious of how much we're using it. So you go out in nature, there's nothing here but natural vibe. There's trees, and there's water, and there's sunshine, and all the things that, cradled our existence long before all these technologies. And then just in a second you rip out a phone, and now have this bizarre transmitter. You have to understand that if any creature out there was electronically sensitive, they'd go, what the hell is that? It's this bizarre, strange device that makes noise, and you can talk to somebody remotely, and from the outside perspective, on a natural perspective, it seems weird. I feel that we were given all the tools we need. Honestly, once you start meditating, you'll start to see that your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, hearing, you'll hear these things and see these things that you never would have realized. And the ancients knew of, psychic abilities. I mean, there is a reason we have a pineal gland in the center of our head. That was our master transmitter. That was our natural transmitter into the, other dimensions. And we are damaging it with all these technologies. And then of course we have fluoride, we're drinking that in tap water and food. And then we have all of our environmental toxins as well. That load, if you're in an urban environment, is absolutely immense. And if you're not eating right, you're becoming a human trap or human sewer of all these toxins that you accumulate from living in these unnatural environments. I feel that humanity's veered so far off course that, yes, we've lost connection with self in a lot of cases. We've forgotten who we are, and we're just swimming around. We're just fumbling in the dark. We're creating technologies that we really have no idea what we're experimenting with, and the long-term outcome is anyone's best guess, because a lot of them are showing up on the scene so quickly. It's 10 years our technology has exploded, and in another 10 years it's going to continue to explode. And so you want to be mindful that, and especially in your own home, if you're having so many wireless devices, you have a family of 4, and you have 3 or 4 mobile phones, and you have a laptop and a tablet and a computer that's not hardwired, and a smart thermostat, and then of course you have your smart electric meter. All these wireless devices are just all transmitting at the same time, and we're just under a huge electromagnetic assault, and it's going to impede your growth on a personal level. It's going to impede your spiritual connection. It's going to impede your ability to gain insights like clairaudience, clairvoyance, and you might even find it's harder to meditate. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm electromagnetically sensitive, so I perceive, these things, and I notice them. I notice electromagnetic radiation. So I've made an effort to be more conscious of wireless devices and realize that this stuff is literally taking over our life, and it's very new on the scene. So that's why when you go in nature, there's such a contrast with cities. There's no 4G, there's no Wi-Fi, no internet. But I promise you, despite there being no cell signal, you will find a better connection. You will find yourself. Because it's so easy to meditate in the forest and, in the natural world. And if you're just getting started on your journey, finding a piece of nature 30, 40, 50 miles away from you is going to be the easiest place to connect. Because you have to kind of unsubmerge yourself from this wireless craziness that we live in. I mean, our cities are just filled with wireless devices and pollution and toxins. I mean, this is an ongoing problem. And you come out to nature and it's so pure and so fresh and so natural. It's super easy to connect. It's super easy to connect with self. And you just feel so at ease that it's truly magical. So we really need to be more conscious of the devices we're using. Of course, the food we're eating as well, and the air we're breathing, and even the environment we live in. We're not being super conscious of our environment. We're becoming overly addicted to technology. We're practically relying on it in every sector of our life, and we're allowing corporations and governments to determine what is okay for us, but yet do things such as ban plants that are medicine. It's a racket. It's a huge racket. So we have to become more aware of self, and we have to go out in nature and breathe that beautiful life force around us, that magical energy and air that brought us to the point we are now, and we've forgotten who we are. And we're literally, killing this planet with all our technologies, that we're just like a bull in a china shop. It's a beautiful art display, and you're just letting this kamikaze go in there and just fuck everything up. We are really demolishing ourselves. And I feel like we have so much more capability as people. You know, we're operating way down here. We should be raising the bar every day. And you raise the bar by learning to become not only more conscious of your environment, not only to be more conscious of what you are doing in that exact moment, but how you are affecting the environment. What are you doing? Are you harming the environment? Are you creating, damage to the trees? Are you contributing to a technology that is detrimental to our planet? So I know there is a certain dependence of technology in human society. It's inevitable, you have to be at least sort of dependent on this technology, because that's the way the world runs right now. It's convenient, it's fast, it's easy, but we're only seeing the short-term, benefits over the long-term ramifications, and we have to stop looking in such a short. We have to stop being so short-sighted about things. For humanity to really grow, we have to be, we have to see the big picture. And so as soon as you go out in the wilderness and meditate and just zoom out, you take your deep breaths of right away, you're changing your brainwave state to instantly be more reflective of the environment you're immersed in. And this is why, clean air and trees and the natural earth is just so magical. But we just get so lost in the distractions. We have our jobs and our bosses and our daily stress and our grind and our school and all the things we try to do to balance ourselves. We're really just driving ourselves further in the hole, and the technology is just adding insult to injury. We're poisoning our planet with radio pollution. It's not just physical pollution, like somebody's dumping lead in the river or a factory is polluting. I think the wireless pollution is so out of control. It's insane. I mean, now they want 4G and 5G in wilderness areas. Well, don't I come out here in the wilderness to get away from that kind of shit? I come out here to collect and not have all these unnatural vibrations, impacting my body, changing, my natural frequencies. So we're letting technology take over us. I mean, I don't even know what to make of it. We just have to come out in nature more often. That's the only way. We have to connect to nature again. We have to look at things that sponsor the natural world. We're going to have to source our technology from some of the secrets the ancients knew, and source our technology in ways that complement or mirror the natural world. We're going to have to learn to use frequencies and technology that, coexist with nature instead of grinds against it. Because we are part of nature. We are natural. We are beings that came from nature. We're part of this life force. And we're destroying it with our own experimental technologies. We can't just let this overrun our life. But it's a lot to swallow. It really is. It's a huge problem. But we can do it. If each person just stopped using their phone for 7 hours a day, the dependence on the wireless network would go way down. A supply is only created where there's a demand. When technology was first experimented with, like wireless technology, 30 years ago, it was for the rich and, people that had a lot of money and thought it was cool and it was convenient, and we still didn't know anything about it, and, well, let's do it. So then it caught on, and some people became, aware that these technologies were not what they seemed. They had a dark side, and they just wanted to warn us. They wanted to help us. And that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to help you guys be aware of just how dangerous excessive use of technology can really be. And so being awake in this modern world is being conscious of the media you put in your mind, being conscious of the technology that you allow into your life or how much you use it, and being conscious of how you treat the world. If you call a corporation evil, but you continue to buy products from that corporation, but then you go complain and bitch about it on social media, you may as well be voting with your money. Your money, your energy that you earn, since money is energy. That's what it is. It's a physical representation of energy. It's a currency between the people. If this energy is being used on something you despise or hate, you're having a direct competition of interest. You're having a conflict of interest right there. You say you believe in one thing, but you support another, because your actions are going to predominantly rule how you carry yourself. So your words are totally useless if your action and energy over it, even if your intentions are well, if you're supporting and creating demand on a product or a technology that is harming us, even though you say you hate it and you know it's bad, but with knowledge comes great responsibility. You are now inflicting, essentially you become responsible on an energetic level, and karma exists now because you are creating your own demise with your own knowledge, but in action. If you do not stop or seize something that you know is not right, you know is harming the natural world, then are you really setting a good example for your family? Are you setting a good example for your friends, the world? Are you really trying to protect yourself, or is it all just dry words? So think about that. If the demand went way down for wireless technology and there was tons of public outcry saying we need a new technology, we demand a new technology, we demand a safer technology, you bet some company, somebody, an organization, a set of individuals are going to step up to the plate to create that demand, to fill the void with supply based on the demand. So we have to stop creating that demand for technologies that we know are bad. I mean, I know it starts small. You feel, man, I'm so small in this world. I'm not going to make a difference. Remember, if everyone thinks like that, then nothing will ever change. If one person says, you know what, fuck this technology, I'm going to go back to hardwired. I'm going to hook up my computer to hardwired internet. I'm not going to do this smart technology shit. And if millions and millions of people did that, eventually it would catch on. And why did these people do that? Well, because they know that it's bad for them. They know that it's hurting the natural world. Then it would just become a catalyst, and then eventually everyone latches on. So don't let your own fear or your own inaction, become the driver. Don't just be like, yeah, I know, but... and justify it. Don't justify that shit, You know it's wrong. You're like, you know what? I need to be more conscious of it. I am getting rid of this technology. I am getting rid of this toxic product. I am realizing that I need to go back to nature and not just sit in the trees. Like, sitting in the trees is only a part of the experience. But remember, as humanity continues to grow, more and more of these wilderness spaces are going to be encroached by, human development and this massive explosion of technology and this massive burden of toxic chemicals and products on our society. And we need to live more harmoniously with nature. We need to get back to our roots and step out of this illusion of corporate oligarchy and I'm not saying all corporations are bad, and I'm not saying all businessmen are bad. In fact, there are loads of wonderful, rich, billionaire people that actually do want to help people. It's a silly illusion to think that people who have amassed a large amount of wealth are just inherently people. That's not true. They just amassed a lot of energy. Now, how they got that energy and the sources of which, determines the cause and effect in their life. If they're drawing from a negative source, it's only bound to hit them eventually. It's going to catch up to them. And that's why you're seeing massive corporations like Monsanto, just a lawsuit very recently, the door was open to sue this company, and now there's thousands of lawsuits waiting to basically drive this company into thin air, drive it out of existence, because now we realize we have the knowledge to really go after these, types of corporations and corrupt entities. So you vote with your dollars. What you spend your money and your energy on is the products you are voting to keep on this planet. That's the most important thing. Even if the natural products are sort of expensive, when you have that driven intention, you sharpen your consciousness through meditation and eating the right diet, you start to sharpen yourself and realize, whoa, each action I do can reflect into eternity. So I hope that this helps you along the path. And thanks for watching. Peace.